Hey, what's up everyone? Laura here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing Pimsleur Spanish. We reviewed this program a few years back, but of course we felt like it was time to take another look and do another review. Alright, so I'm going to tell you how the Pimsleur program works, talk about costs compared to other apps, and of course, what I like and don't like about Pimsleur Spanish post updates. And by the way, I should mention up front here that since I'll just be focusing on the main items in this video, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written review on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Pimsleur Spanish Review. Now let's start with the basics, and here's how the Pimsleur Spanish program works. From a purely structural perspective, there are 5 different levels in the course, from beginner to advanced, and each level contains 30 lessons, so around 150 total lessons in the whole program. Each lesson covers a different thematic topic like food, weather, or sports, and is comprised of a 30-minute audio exercise and a variety of review drills, which altogether take about an hour to complete from start to finish. So if you look at it that way, with each full lesson taking about 30 minutes and there being 150 total lessons, you're looking at around 75 total hours for the program, though that doesn't include some supplemental drills and resources, and a lot of times you want to review and work lessons twice, so that doesn't really paint the full picture in terms of time, but it's quite close. So inclusive of drills and practice exercises, you're looking at an hour a day in full. But anyway, let's dive deeper into what the lessons themselves are actually like, and it's helpful to note the Pimsleur method emphasizes audio learning. Here's an actual breakdown of what you can expect from the lessons. So at the start of each lesson, you complete a 30-minute entirely audio exercise, where a moderator speaking in English walks you through a Spanish conversation step by step. You'll then listen to a couple sentences in Spanish, and the moderator will stop to explain what you're learning and what was said. Then ask you questions and have you engage and participate. So basically, it's a guided conversation with frequent voiceovers and notes. And just as a heads up, as you move up levels, the English moderator does start to phase out somewhat, as you'll be expected to understand more of what's being taught in Spanish. After the audio lessons, you then review what you just learned through a variety of reinforcement drills and exercises, which includes matching pairs, flashcards, quizzes, pronunciation training, and speed games. Each separate reinforcement exercise takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete, so in total for the entire lesson, audio portion plus drills, again you're looking at around an hour give or take from start to finish, and that's the main lesson work, which makes up probably 90% of the program. Beyond this, there is some supplemental practice work which focuses on the same type of reinforcement drills and bonus packs that give you extra vocab, as well as some skills badges. By the way, I know I covered that rather quickly, so if you want to see examples of the Pimsleur skills and exercises, be sure to check out our full review. I'll have it linked down below in the description. I've got some clear screenshots and examples over there too, so you can get a feel for what to expect. Next, I'll discuss cost and how Pimsleur compares to other language learning apps, which is really quite straightforward. Pimsleur offers 3 different subscription options. The first is Pimsleur Premium Monthly, which gives you access to their Spanish program for $20 per month. And then there's Pimsleur's All Access, which gives you access to all 50 of their languages for only $1 more per month, so $21 per month. You can save even more cash if you pay an annual fee upfront. Finally, you have the option to invest in the lifetime access subscription, which costs about $575 for Spanish levels 1 through 5. This is a nice option for the lifelong Spanish enthusiast. Now, if you stack this cost up against other apps like Babbel and Rosetta Stone, Pimsleur is more expensive by around $5 to $10 or so a month on average. So while it's definitely not the cheapest Spanish program out there, it's not costly either. And one unique thing that Pimsleur does, which I haven't seen many other companies do, is that they allow you to account split with up to 3 other people. Meaning if you're learning with a friend or family member, which a lot of people do, you can cut that $20 monthly tag into about half. That's a nice perk. And another thing, Pimsleur does have a 7-day free trial period, so you could definitely test drive this program out before fully committing to the journey. I would definitely recommend doing that if Pimsleur does end up sounding like a good fit for you. I'll drop the link to the free trial down below in the description. Make sure to grab that and link on over to it to try it out for a week. Best to do that before dropping any money. All right, let's get into the good stuff. What I like about Pimsleur and what I don't like. And let's start with the positives, because I think there's more good news here than bad. The first highlight is the audio lessons I've been talking about. And these audio lessons are the heart and soul of the Pimsleur course and are fantastic. The Pimsleur method is all about organic learning within intervals, which means a couple things. For one, their belief is that you should learn new words and phrases within the context of a conversation. And this helps your brain retain the language because you're hearing the words in context, with rhythm, tone, and pronunciation that you can associate with them. Second, it's about spaced review, which means you need to hear words at spaced intervals in order to transfer them from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. And the Pimsleur audio lessons are intentionally designed to do just that. Bottom line, there are only a couple language apps on the market that use audio lessons like this, and I'm personally a huge fan. These audio exercises are about as close as you can get to personalized classes without actually taking live classes or being immersed in real life. All right, the second highlight for me are all the drills and exercises that follow the audio lessons, and it's almost like class followed by some homework. Let's be honest, there's a reason you get homework in school, because it helps you to review and reinforce what you learned in class. And Pimsleur's drills are great for this. They're diverse, fun, fast-moving, and the interface is solid. The combination of the audio lessons being followed directly by the drills is effective and gives the program a very deep and comprehensive feel. Dr. Pimsleur's method really shines through here as an elite 4-part language learning system, allowing users to access the language learning centers in their brain with key scientific principles around this. Third, I'd like to talk about Pimsleur's voice coach feature. It's a fluency feature available for Pimsleur Premium, providing users with a way to measure and perfect their speaking and pronunciation skills. One feature that I especially like about this is the challenge mode. When you turn this on, you'll be prompted in English to say a phrase in Spanish with no hint as to how to say it in Spanish. So it makes you think critically about what to say, plus you need to nail down your pronunciation. Challenge mode's got some incentives that make the learning process more engaging, like levels of mastery and virtual badges. So yeah, while it can certainly be difficult, it's very helpful. One final highlight I want to note here is Pimsleur's driving mode. They have a cool driving mode feature where you can do the audio lessons during your commute or a road trip, which I honestly appreciate. This feature allows you to make use of any downtime and be productive when you can't afford to look at a screen. It's not even limited to just driving. You can do audio lessons while you're doing yoga, taking a walk, cleaning the house. The flexibility of not having to look at your phone to do a lesson is really a nice value add. I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free language learning course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter, everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description. It'll take you less than 10 seconds to enter, and hey, you never know, you could win a free subscription to the Pimsleur Spanish program. All right, so the negatives, and number one, while I've done nothing but hype the Pimsleur audio lessons to this point, there are a few negatives. They're lengthy, and with each lesson taking about 30 minutes to complete, it can be hard to find the time to sit down and bang out a full lesson, especially when you pause it from time to time to think about something or rewind a few seconds back. So these lessons don't give you that dopamine rush that Duolingo exercises do with all their game-like features. These audio lessons are methodical and developing and more academic in nature. I don't necessarily mean that in a school sense, but they're just more professionalized and serious, so I don't want people thinking they're getting some ultra fun game-like experience here. The second downside is that because the Pimsleur lessons are so audio heavy, they might not be the best option for you visual learners out there. Besides the drills after the core lessons, there are really no visuals or graphics. For that matter, until you get to the reinforcement drills, there's really not even a chance for you to see or read the words or phrases in the lessons. and this can be problematic for visual learners. There are those people out there who make mental associations between new words they learn in a contextual image or graphic. So if you're one of these people, you might want to consider a more graphic and text-heavy program like Babbel or Rosetta Stone. Finally, because of how much emphasis Pimsleur places on listening and speaking, their lessons are a little tight on the grammar, which may or may not impact some learners. Other courses out there like Rocket and Spanish give more attention to grammar instruction in the body of their coursework. Now, which approach is better would totally be up for debate. Obviously, you need to learn grammar and understand structural differences between English and Spanish. But I will say that at times when it's heavy-handed on grammar during the early stages of language acquisition, it could do more harm than good. It's sometimes more helpful to focus on what you hear first and then worry about rules later. And Pimsleur is definitely in this camp. For me personally, I'd like to see Pimsleur incorporate a little more grammar into their program, maybe with a short supplemental lesson as part of each unit. But anyway, that about does it for this review, so let's get to my final thoughts. Is Pimsleur Spanish worth it? In my opinion, a resounding yes, 100%. I've used close to 24 apps at this point, and Pimsleur still ranks up near the top of my list. Between the in-depth audio lessons, reinforcement drills, new speech software, and learning flexibility, there's a ton to like about this program, and I wouldn't hesitate to try them out. The Pimsleur method is tried and true. And that's all I've got for you today, folks. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, check out the website and the rest of our YouTube channel for more language learning reviews and comparisons. Adios for now.